Hello, happy Thursday. How's everybody doing today? Good to be back with you. I'm here in my studios and we are going to be doing a deep dive, as promised, into the botanical world of herbal remedies. Yeah, we're going to be talking about natural ways to stay calm and stress-free and bring a bit more joy into our lives. It's going to be really good. So I'm delighted that you are with me. Let me know where you are all at the moment. Where are you from? Joan Matthews says, I finally managed a live. Hi, nice to see you. Sending hearts. Thank you for all the hearts. I'm going to get Lainey in here to be my moderator. So Lainey is part of my team at Earle Wellbeing. So if we've got questions about the magazine or whatever, then she will be able to answer those. And I'm going to be joined by another fab female founder, Susan Curtis. And she's got a really interesting background because she was a director at Neal's Yard Remedies, which is a lovely brand. And we've got a Liz Loves actually discount code with them because they are so good for all their, skin and bath and body and all those sort of lovely things. And she has another fellow co-founder, female co-founder, and they work in the world of natural remedies and Pilates and herbs and all sorts of good things, all the things that we like. Sandy's managed a live as well. Very nice to see you. Gillian saying hi from Aston-on-Trent in Derby. I was up north yesterday. You might have seen on my own Instagram. I made it to Lancaster and had a really lovely evening actually with the business management school up there, and I popped a few photos and behind the scenes on my Instagram, so if you're interested, do take a look at that. It was nice to be back doing a little bit of public speaking for a change, talking about entrepreneurship. So I'm always interested to hear from female founders, especially on their journey in business and how they founded their brand. So let's see if we can get Susan in with us here. Here we go. Natural. Her journey. I'm particularly keen on supporting midlife women who maybe have a little bit of a career change, decide to retrain or decide to take their passion and actually make it their work focus as well. So hello to you. Very
Hello, Liz.
nice.
Hi.
Oh,
Very
well, I'm
exciting to be
absolutely
here.
thrilled. Now, did I get that right, that your background was working with herbs and plants and working with Neal's Yard Remedies?
Yes, I trained as a
Right.
naturopath and a homeopath,
You.
and I still see clients actually. And then, and combined that with,
Yeah.
working with Neal's Yard
Fantastic.
Remedies for a long time. Yeah, and
You've got this
now I'm helping.
beautiful brand, and thank you for our Liz Loves, Natural Herb Remedies. I'm super impressed with it. We're going to be talking about some of the sprays and the supplements. Ashwagandha, you've got really nice formulation here. Really good value too. Congrats on making it affordable
Oh,
because,
because they're one a day, which I
yeah,
think is so nice as well, isn't it? To just,
one
to
a
be
day.
effective. They're quick to act because they're, capsulated and fast acting formulas, and just one a
Yeah,
day.
no, I
So
mean,
they are good value,
I
I
was
think.
looking at your
Yeah.
price points on the website and I was very impressed. And the Liz Loves code gives everybody 20% off as well. So
Yeah.
seriously good. So the website, make a note of it because you will want to go and check it out, I'm sure, naturalherbremedies.com. So I've got here supplements called Relax and Energy. I'm particularly keen on the energy one because I was absolutely wiped out yesterday. It was a super busy day. This has got my favorite ashwagandha and Siberian ginseng, which is another adaptogenic herb, isn't it? Or plant.
Yeah, they're both so helpful, aren't they? I mean, there's ashwagandha's getting such fantastic results for people. It's
So as a
such a wonderful
naturopath
herb.
then,
Yeah.
why have you put together the ginseng and the ashwagandha, and what can we expect them to do for us?
Well, they're both herbs that will give you a sort of short-term boost of energy, but they also help to build long-term energy. And I think that's so important, isn't it? It works so differently from something like caffeine, which gives you a kick, but then
got my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Sorry. Have both. Have best of both worlds.
But yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
are they both adaptogens? I mean, we've talked a lot about ashwagandha in the past, but does Siberian ginseng work in the same way?
Yeah, they're from slightly slightly different traditions. So ashwagandha is, you know, a really big herb from the Ayurvedic tradition, and really helps to build strength and energy. And Siberian ginseng is probably the most effective of all the adaptogens. So it really helps our body to adapt to stress. So it was used by, for example, by Russian cosmonauts, astronauts, and they found it incredibly helpful in adapting to all the stresses and the radiation exposure and everything else that, you know, being up in space. So it got a big boost of research at that time. But it just helps all your sort of biomarkers to deal much more effectively with stress. It's really
in the years running up to my divorce, actually, I would buy my ex Siberian ginseng, because that was recommended, you know, for stress and kind of impulsive behavior. And it's something that actually a lot of men have historically taken ginseng. I mean, it's supposed to be good for virility and all sorts of things, but it seems to be sort of quite a masculine herb, perhaps because it's so powerful. So interesting that you've combined it with the ashwagandha to really get into that.
Well, it's Korean ginseng, really. Korean ginseng, or sometimes called red ginseng, is the very sort of yang form of ginseng, which is used a lot by men and by bodybuilders and kind of performance. Whereas Siberian ginseng is much softer and rounder and much more suitable for women, and women of all ages, you know. It can be by young women, older women. It builds strength more slowly, rather than red ginseng, which is
fantastic. And interestingly, in the formula here, and the one that we're talking about here is the energy formula, you've also got magnesium, which we know is just such a mighty mineral and so important. You've got acetyl-carnitine, is that right? Acetyl L-carnitine. Tell us about this, because that's something, L-carnitine. I'm hearing a lot about this, particularly in relation to energy.
Yeah, it seems to help our body release energy more effectively. So it's been, you know, several clinical studies now that show that to be helpful. So
and I'm sure you can take all these with HRT. I can see Cheryl asking a question there.
Yes, that's a good question. Yes, this combination is very suitable to take with other medication. I mean, obviously, with medication, you should always check with your GP, but there aren't any contraindications for these herbs in particular.
And the L-carnitine, I think, is that often found in meat, in red meat? So maybe for people that aren't eating so much red meat, this might be a good way of getting it.
Yeah, that's right. It is a good way of you know, getting that in our systems. If we are vegetarian or don't have a perfect diet, then that's when supplements are really.
And you've got the iron in there as well, and the ashwagandha. You've got the vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, vitamin B2, B1, thiamine, and B12. And I'm very pleased to see that you've got the methyl form of B12. So the methylated form.
It's so important.
Should we just cover that off in a nutshell? Anybody who's got a B supplement, particularly B12 and B6, I think as well, you need the methyl form usually, don't you? Which is more expensive, but do you want to talk very briefly about it?
It is. It is more expensive. I mean, that's what's exciting, to be honest, about working with this brand, is that we haven't compromised with any of the ingredients. You know, we've really gone for what are the best researched and the best for you, both with essential oils in the botanical mist and with the supplements. I think that's so important, isn't it, that you're getting the best that you can. Yes, and there's iodine in there as well, and so many women are slightly iodine deficient, and a lot of tiredness is really connected to being just slightly iodine deficient. And taking iodine is incredibly helpful for so many.
I think I have to say, I think looking at the detail here, it's a very, very well formulated supplement, and anybody needing a bit of a lift, a bit of energy, you know, you're suffering from burnout, exhaustion, post-convalescing, whatever, this, I do think genuinely is going to be a really good formula. And then let's just cover off quickly, relax, and then I do want to talk about your sprays because they are also absolutely wonderful. And my studios smell amazing because of the lovely sprays. So relax. So
Oh,
presumably
great.
this could be like a morning and night, couldn't it? Would you take the energy in the morning?
Yes, absolutely. They've been designed so that you can take the energy in the morning and then the relax in the evening, or you can just take one. And the energy you can take for a quick boost, or you can take, you know, for a month or a couple of months in order to build energy.
Nice.
And the same with the relax. You can take it, you know, you're just having a stressful day, or you can take it if you're having a stressful month.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
take it.
How long are we talking? No, things are going to get better. They are. I feel it. I'm now that, you know, I'm seeing all the lovely spring flowers. I was looking at your lovely camellias behind you. Actually, I've got a lovely, you can't see because my shutters are closed, but
Yeah.
I've got beautiful big camellia plant outside my studios as well. So I love this time of year.
Lovely.
Now, in the relaxed formula, we've got magnesium, and I talk a lot about magnesium helping us get to sleep, the vitamin B5 as well, the pantothenic acid, rhodiola, an adaptogen we've talked about before, a little bit of ashwagandha, and lemon balm, as well as some more B vitamins, B6, which we know is such a kind of chill out vitamin. Lemon balm, it's really interesting, Melissa officinalis. It is one of those things that you think, oh, lemon balm, that's a bit sort of weedy. But it's incredibly powerful, isn't it, for relaxing?
Mm, mm. It is. It's a really interesting herb because it grows just completely everywhere,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Really happily, and you kind of just think of it as a, you know, pleasant addition to a tea blend, and it tastes very nice. But actually, it's amazingly effective. Yes, it's like sage and, you know, some of these other plants that are in the same family, the Labiatae family. It actually has a very profound effect on the nervous system, and is very relaxing. I like to think of it as a herbal hug. I think that's
Love
the
it.
best way of looking. I was taught by a herbalist, yeah, who said, if you need to be kind to yourself, take lemon balm. It's a herb that kind of embraces you and makes you
I
feel you're being
love that.
kind to
I'm never going
yourself.
to look at lemon balm in the same way again. A herbal hug. And I've got some in my garden, so presumably making just a little fresh leaf tea during the day.
Oh, definitely. You can just pop a few leaves in a cup and pour on hot water, and it's really
It is,
uplifting
and
and
the smell
delightful.
is
Yes.
really delicious. So again, here, as you say, morning and evening, so you'd be getting your ashwagandha. Interesting, and that's the point about it being an adaptogen, isn't it? That it will lift you up and it will calm you down. So depending on your circadian rhythm, the time of day, what you need, it adapts to that.
Exactly. It is amazing. Yes, and the dosage is worked out so that you can, you know, do the morning energy and the evening relax, and it's
Fabulous.
absolutely
Great.
fine.
Please don't forget you've got your 20% discount. I am very impressed both with the formulation and the pricing. So really good. Now, moving on, these are just lovely. These are the room sprays, joyful and calm. And I was saying to Rachel, my social media manager, who's actually here with me in the studios today, do we want a bit of joy or do we want a bit of calm? What do you think? We want a bit of both. Joy. Rachel's saying joy. Okay, so we're going to go for joy.
Joy.
Joy every time.
Joy
You can't
every
go
time.
wrong, can you, with a bit of joy, frankly? But look, it's
You can't go
non-aerosol.
wrong. And these are designed so that they are a room spray, but you can also wear them as a fragrance.
Ooh.
They're carefully designed so you can apply them to the skin. So, and Joyful is my absolute favorite perfume at
And you
the
can
moment.
spray it
I
through
just
your
love
hair.
it. Yeah, you can spray it in your atmosphere, on your pulse points.
How
It gives you a quick pick-me-up
amazing.
effect,
So
doesn't it? The
talk us through
Joyful one. So it's jasmine and grapefruit.
Oh, what a lovely combination. I love that because jasmine on its own can be a bit too sweet, a bit too cloyy, but you've obviously balanced that with the grapefruit. And it, ooh.
Yeah, and black pepper, which gives it a magical.
So it says here, a wonderfully
Mm.
fragrant unisex spray for skin and space. Isn't that great? For skin and space, I've never seen that before. This is unique. Based on therapeutic essential oils and the targeted benefits of batch flower remedies. Interesting. Tell us about those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well as being a homeopath and a naturopath, I've worked with Batch Flower Remedies for a really long time, and I just find they're so beautifully effective. So Dr. Batch was originally, actually, he was a microbiologist, bacteriologist, and he, in the 1920s, he was way ahead of his time, and worked in gut health, way ahead of his time. And for 20 years, he worked in encouraging healthy bacteria in the gut, which is like decades before most people. Yes. Seriously. Yes, exactly. Yes. And then in the 1930s, he got into flower remedies, and he realized that so many of our physical complaints are caused by emotional challenges and the way we deal with things. And that he worked out this whole system of using flower essences to help relieve emotional tensions and habits, if you like. And that enabled our sort of inner healing self to really flow through, and then physical ailments would be relieved. I mean, many of us have heard of rescue remedy, Batch Flower. That's the most famous Batch Flower remedy, the rescue remedy. But we've combined separate individual Batch Flower remedies for things like, so white chestnut is in the calm botanical list, because white chestnut is for people, or any of us, that have those kind of whirling thoughts, persistent thoughts that race around our mind, and especially that wake us up in the middle of the night. When you wake up in the middle of the night and you've got this thought going round and round, and white chestnut is a specific Batch Flower remedy for that situation. So it's really helpful.
And when I've used Batch Flower remedies in the past, I've had a little dropper and I've just dropped them under my tongue. But you can actually spray them around you and inhale them, can you?
Yes, exactly. You inhale them and you put them on your skin when you're using the botanical mist, and they're absorbed, and they work really, really well. They give that extra dimension, I think, to
different.
The
so the calm has a very calming aroma, but it is different. And we've got here, what have we got in here? It says for peace and tranquility. What have you used?
So the essential oils are frankincense, of course, which helps us to breathe more deeply, and cedarwood, which is very strengthening, and vetiver. So it's quite a sort of grounding, de-stressing, really lovely quality essential oil blend.
Amazing. So you blended all these amazing essential oils with their incredible fragrances and great qualities with specific Batch Flower remedies. So we can spray them on our skin, we can use them as room fragrances, we can use them for ourselves. That's amazing. So we're being asked, we've got a question. This is really a good question, I think, from Karen, saying, my husband's really stressed at the moment. What should I order for him?
Well, then I would say the relax supplement and the calm botanical mist. And calm botanical mist is a very woody, very
absolutely. I could smell this on a guy. This is a really nice.
Yes, it is lovely, isn't it? And the other Batch Flower remedy in there that helps it to be so effective is a Batch Flower remedy called Elm, which is made from the flowers of the elm tree. And it's really good for people who are feeling overwhelmed. They're often people that are quite sort of normally quite strong and manage to do a lot of things, but just are going through a period of feeling very overwhelmed by life. And Elm is to help you sort of feel more strong and centered and able to cope better.
So also very good for convalescing. I think, one of the things that I started to look at, post-COVID was all these really interesting essences that can help, things like pine needle, for example, elderberry, some of the clinical studies that have been going on with that post-virally. So these are all ingredients that aren't going to interact with having any bad contraindications with medication, but can just come in to help fortify and support how we're feeling.
It's true, isn't it? There are some really lovely things that can support what we're doing. So, we it makes us feel that much more sort of hopeful, and also has, does really have a beneficial effect. It's so lovely to be able to help people
There's a
like
lovely
that, isn't it?
comment here. Terry's actually saying, is it safe to use around pets or dogs? I'm sure my Frank would love this. He loves essential oils. He's really drawn to them. I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean, I wouldn't
spray
spray
on
it
them.
on
No,
a cat or a
that'd be a
dog because
waste anyway.
no, but it's perfect. I know, because they're so smell
Yeah.
sensitive, and what they roll in, you know, certainly doesn't smell like jasmine or sandalwood. But it's fun. We've got a border terrier who's around, and
Yeah.
she's perfectly happy with the smell.
And
of
of
the new
course, you know,
spray
the key
around.
thing is for people who do like to have nice aromas and is not to have the synthetic fragrances, you know, which have been shown to be, you know, potentially endocrine disruptors and all of that, you know, those sort of plug-in electric things. I mean, you know, not only do they really smell very synthetic, but, you know, sometimes if I'm getting into the back of a cab or something, or somebody's car, and they've got one of those dangly fragrance things, I just have to say, you know, actually, this is going to really make me sneeze. Do you mind if we just pop it in the glove box? Because it's, you know, breathing in those synthetic aromas, I you know, really can't cope with it. And having something like this that you can spritz around and just kind of bring in good energy, you know, call in positivity. I'm a great believer in sort of manifesting good vibes and using essential oils. And you know, you talk about frankincense, which is very interesting because that's been used in spirituality. You know, it's burned in churches and in temples to help encourage that sense of reflection and calm and contemplation and that meditative state and that feeling of safety and kind of sacred space.
Absolutely. Every major religion uses frankincense. It's a really special ingredient.
And I remember actually at Neil's Yard, I think one of
it.
their best-selling face creams had frankincense in it. You know, used for actually for aging skin. It's a lovely moisturizer.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know if they still make it.
Yes. And smells.
And also, what's nice about the room sprays is that you're shaking. So presumably you give it a good shake before you spray it. Is that you're not burning the oils, because the things with candles and with burners, you do change the property, don't you, when you burn an oil?
Yes, it's better to use one of these electric plug-in diffusers these days. They're very available, aren't they? And they're much healthier way of using essential oils in your room. But you're absolutely right that all the synthetic room fresheners and perfumes have health effects really proven, don't they? Bad health effects. And yet they're still being used. It's quite shocking, really, isn't it? That
I guess we don't really think
to continue.
about it. Some people are more sensitive than others, to be fair. And, you know, with perfume, you know, I have a few that I really like. I do try and go the more naturally based fragrances, but I will often, rather than put a fragrance on my skin, I will often put it in my hair or on my clothes. I'll kind of spray it in the air and walk through it, just sort of to get, you know, to get a bit of that, which I'd love to do with this, actually. I mean, this, I can imagine, would just stay around you. I'm going to keep this on my desk, actually, because it's the kind of thing that you'd want to just keep just kind of spritzing. I'm becoming slightly obsessed with it.
Yeah, it does. It works really beautifully like that. And for travel, I mean, all the range that we have is sort of quite small, lightweight containers, so they're very easy to travel. So, you know, trains, cars, planes, they're really nice in your cabin baggage,
for sure. And whereabouts are you based? And do you make everything here in the UK? I'm always interested to know.
Everything is made in the UK. Yeah, all the supplements and the botanical mists are all made in the UK. Yeah, and we're currently based in
West
Dorset.
Country. Yeah. Not too far from me. Yeah. Excellent. And do you have your practice there? Do you actually see patients there?
I'm mostly seeing clients online these days, actually. Of course, it started with COVID. And then I've continued to see nearly everybody online. I mean, I have a few clients that I see face to face, but because I have clients all over the world and all over the UK as well, it works really, really well. It's interesting, isn't it? How, you know, how things have changed.
I've just seen your team commenting here, and I'll say this because I know the comments disappear with people watching it on catch up, that you have a really great advice team. And on your website, there's on the About Us section, so people can actually contact you if they want to know more about some of the herbal remedies.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, yeah. We have a wonderful herbalist, aromatherapist, you know, homeopathic, obviously batch flower remedies I cover. So yeah,
Love it.
please contact us.
Well,
We
it's
love to
been a
talk
real
to
pleasure. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you, Susan. And, you know, I could go on for hours and hours. We obviously talk the same language in so many different ways, but massive congrats on everything that you're doing. You're,
Thank you so much, Liz. It's been lovely,
well, you're,
lovely to see you and be part of this. You do such an amazing job.
I,
Really,
I,
really
I have the
great job.
best job
Thank
because I
you.
talk to lovely people like you. But I'll just recap. So we've got the joyful and the calm mist here, and then the day and the night, the energy and the relax. Don't forget, Liz Loves 20% off, and they are great value already and great formulations. So I think they'll help a lot of people. Thank you. Nice to chat to you, Susan. Have a great rest of the
Thanks
day.
so much.
Bye.
You
Bye.
too.
So
Bye. Bye.
interesting. Honestly, it just, you know, having chats like that really just take me back to when I first started in the world of magazines and writing for books. Susan, you're going to have to click the little square at the top. So top right hand actually clicks you off, because if I do it, then I might just, you know, disconnect everybody. No, Karen, you're very welcome. Karen's there saying thank you for introducing us to companies that we would never have known about. You know, that's what I love. And, you know, very often, you know, my team and I, we get sent lots and lots of things, obviously, to try all the time. But it's about what we look for are things that will hopefully really resonate and be helpful for everybody. Very often female founder British brands, but that have a real genuine connection with wellness and well-being, particularly as we get through the later stages of our life, midlife and beyond. As you know, I'm on an absolute mission for a better second half for all of us. If it's been a bit rubbish in the first half, we're going to make it even better. For the second half, you can always make it better, can't you? You can always improve. Okay, so before I go, something that I did genuinely love also I have to love it, otherwise it doesn't become a Liz Loves. We talked earlier this week with Manifesto Nutrition. Do you remember seeing these beauties? Oh, these are so delicious. So these are the beauty gummies, and they come in resealable paper packet, and they are absolutely delicious. You have 2 a day. And they contain astaxanthin, so that very powerful antioxidant, and biotin, so very good for skin, hair and nails. And they are absolutely delicious. We have a Liz Loves. They've got a prebiotic in there as well, so they're very good for gut health. Acai powder. You've got zinc, selenium, vitamins A, C and E, some of my favorites. And they are just delicious. And what you do is you get a subscription. If you want, you can buy a one-off, or you just have a subscription where you get your really pretty tin, and then you get your refill packs. And honestly, it's such a great way. A little bit of Elevenses. You can be good to your skin and have a treat at the same time. Liz Loves gets you 15% off your first order and your first subscription, or your first subscription. So please go and check those out, manifesto-nutrition.com. Really great addition. Lovely gift, actually, for somebody too, for a girlfriend who's kind of got everything. Treat them to this. I think it'd be really nice. I would love to receive that. Before I go, Ishka as well, just to remind you, while we're talking about things for the face and body, this is the body and hand wash from Ishka. It's made up in the Outer Hebrides. I have visited them. I've actually been and harvested some of the seaweed on the beach. I'm going to take the top off. You can't actually smell it, but it smells of the Outer Hebrides. It is really, really good. It's a lovely, lovely formulation. I love it. I use this. This is the one that I use in my shower, and I also have one by the sink because I use it as a hand wash as well. So just to remind you about Ishka, if you're into all your botanicals and your lovely plant-based ingredients, then you get 15% off everything at Ishka as well. They have a very good marine cream, by the way. Their marine cream face moisturizer is very good. That's Ishka, ISHGA, ishka.com. Now, if you'd like something free, don't forget to sign up to the Earle Wellbeing newsletter. It's completely free. It comes out tomorrow, and that will be full of recipes, the links to the new podcast episode, which is also going live tomorrow, where we talk about relationships and dating. Yeah, it's a bit personal, but you know, hey, let's do that. And about boundaries, all sorts of good things. It's a very good chat. You'll enjoy that, I'm sure. But yeah, the newsletter comes out Fridays at tea time, but you have to be on the list to get it. So if you would like it, please make sure that you have popped your name on the list on the website. And we do also have 2 newsletters now, which you might like to get. So there's the regular editorial newsletter for Friday. That's everything that sets you up for the weekend with all the links to, as I say, recipes and podcasts and competitions and all of that. And then Tuesday, we have the Liz Loves newsletter. And that's really your value. That's your coupons, your discounts, all the discount codes and all the new offers will be in the Tuesday newsletter. And that's Liz Loves. And that's a slightly separate sign up. So if you want to sign up for Liz Loves, make sure that you're on the list to get both, because they have different content, both really valuable, I think. Anyway, lovely to be with you today. Monday, I'm back with a special, a one-off with one of our favourite people, none other than Rupert Kingston of Delilah Cosmetics. We're going to be doing a live tutorial, a live makeup makeover on moi, and you'll be able to follow along. So if you'd like to tune in live, that will be 12:30 on Monday. Delilah Cosmetics, don't forget also 20% off everything on delilahcosmetics.com. And we're going to be talking about quick fixes. Loads of makeup tips. We love Rupert. He's just such a genius guy. And it's going to be a real privilege to be with him for half an hour to show us how to get the most out of our makeup and new ways to refresh our face for the spring. So that's a special, because when we tried to dial in to him previously, it didn't work. So we've given him an extra little go on Monday. So my lives next week will be Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. So 3 times live next week. I'm really looking forward to it. Until then, have a lovely weekend if we don't speak in the meantime, and I'll see you Monday. Sign up on lizearlewellbeing.com. Ali, you go there. That's the mothership. It's all on there. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.